This is the plaintiff, Dwayne Camina. He says the defendant is his wife, and ever since she met the co-defendant, she's been poisoning her with untruths, and they're going through a very difficult time. Basically, she got a restraining order against him. They took all his belongings out of the house they once shared together. Now he's out, big time. Bottom line, he's suing them both today here for the $6,858.20 he's owed. These are the defendants, Nawal Muhammad and Tibet Sherwitzel. Nawal says she decided to leave the plaintiff, and he became enraged and tried to strangle her in a parking lot in Atlantic City, New Jersey. She got a restraining order against him and went to the house they shared and removed her belongings. The plaintiff is rip-roaring mad she left him. He's claiming the belongings she took were his, which they weren't, and she owes nothing. As far as Tibet goes, she has no idea why she's being sued too. They're accused of stealing.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Dwayne Camina, you are suing Nawal Muhammad?
Yes.
And Tibet Sherwitzel?
Yes.
Close. Did I get it?
Very good.
Okay. For $6,858.20 in stolen items that you say the two of them stole from you and won't return. Tell me what's going on.
Yes, Your Honor. On March 27, 2017, I was called on my cell phone by the Pensacola Police Department, and they said that I had a restraining order taken out against me.
Who had taken the restraining order out?
Nawal Muhammad.
And what is her relationship to you?
She is my ex-wife.
Are you already divorced?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so she is your soon-to-be ex-wife, but you're still legally married.
According to Islamic law, when you're apart 6 months, you're divorced.
Have you been through a divorce in the U.S. courts?
No, ma'am.
Do you plan to be through a divorce in the U.S.
We're not
courts?
legally married, Your Honor.
Ah, okay. And can you educate me, according to Islamic law, what happens to make you legally married?
You go to the imam and you have a ceremony.
Did that happen with the two of you?
Yes.
So tell me what happened. Why was there? Had you two been fighting?
No, we had not been fighting.
Okay.
On that particular day in question.
Was she still living with you at that time?
No, she was out.
How long had she not been living with you?
6 months.
By the time she got the restraining order?
Yes.
Okay, so go on.
And so I got the call from the Pensacola Police Department saying that there was a restraining order taken out against me and I wasn't to return to the house. And I'm like, restraining order for what? And they kind of explained it to me.
So she hadn't been living at the house where you were told by the restraining order not to go back to?
Yes, that's correct.
Where were you living at that time?
I was currently actually living there. I was attending school at the University of Pennsylvania. My daughters were still living in the household, attending school. So I was back and forth into the city, coming back home.
Back and forth into what city?
Because I was going into Philadelphia to attend the college, and I would come back into Jersey.
Okay, so when would you stay at the house in Jersey?
During the week.
Would you stay there
Yes.
with him in the same room or in a
No,
different...
we slept in different rooms on separate parts of the house and had separate bathrooms.
And how long had that situation been going on?
It had been going on for several years.
For several years. Okay,
We've been
who else
sleeping
lives in the
separate
house?
rooms. My mother, it's my mother's house. She's the owner.
Okay,
Your Honor.
and then you have two children?
Yes, Your Honor.
How old are the children?
6 and 12, Your Honor.
Okay, and are they both his?
No, Your Honor.
Are either of them his?
The youngest daughter is his.
So you get the restraining order, you're surprised, do you reach out to her?
No, because they told me do not.
Right, exactly. That was a trick question. All right, so now you don't reach out to her. Then you go, what she got is something that I think surprised you, that nobody heard your side, and she got, it's called a temporary restraining order.
Yes.
So in order to give people an opportunity who feel that they're in imminent danger, we have a procedure in place in every state in the country where you can go and you say, I'm afraid for my life, here's why. Can you give me a temporary order? And then
Yes,
there's a full-blown hearing where both sides get heard,
Yes.
and then the judge decides whether to make the temporary a permanent.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. So let's talk about that. You end up at the permanent hearing to see if it's going to become permanent or if it's going to evaporate, and what happens?
At the permanent hearing, the judge ruled in her favor, and he issued a permanent restraining order.
Except the judge took out one very critical part, which is the part that keeps you out of that home.
She told him on the tape she does not live there, and
Told him what?
told him in the courtroom that she
Okay.
did not live there, and he removed the restraining order from
All
going
right, now
to the
you have a
house.
theory that the reason she got a restraining order against you was to get you out of the house for her to be able to go in and steal all this stuff.
Yeah,
Who owns this stuff?
I do.
How can you prove that you own it?
I got receipts and.
May I see the receipts?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and now let me hear from you. What day, I don't think you deny that you went in there and took all the equipment.
Yes, my music equipment that I use to do my shows and productions.
What kind of shows and production?
I'm a singer, songwriter, entertainer, which he helped me to produce a CD, and he invested money into my career during the relationship.
Why do you say it's your stuff? Because you use it a lot?
Well, when he bought it, we were together, and he bought it for
Yeah,
me
no, nobody plans on being apart, but then
Okay.
things happen, right?
Yes, Your
Why
Honor.
are you guys apart?
Because he was insecure and controlling and abusive.
Physically?
Physically, emotionally, and spiritually.
You think that, what's your name?
Tibet.
And that's why Tibet is in this lawsuit, because you think Tibet has an influence over her.
She does, and also because she was the car that took the equipment away. She drove the vehicle.
What's the relationship between you two?
We're friends.
Friends or girlfriends?
She's my girlfriend.
Okay. All right. Did you drive her to that house?
Yes.
Are you the one that came up with the idea about the restraining order?
No, she had 2 restraining orders.
Before this?
She had 2 restraining orders. She had the first one in November of last year to take out on her ex because he physically hit her when she came out the shower. Her mother forced her to drop that first restraining order. When she told me that he hit
And your
her.
mother still lives, still lets him live in the house?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
They have a pretty good relationship, I guess?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have a good relationship with your mother?
I guess it's good. I was with her for 38 years, but when she did that, I had to I don't know what's going on with her.
Because you didn't, when you say when she did that, did what?
When she kept him in the house, knowing I had a full restraining order and she's my mother,
Yeah.
I would have thought that she would let him go.
All right, who went over to that house and took the equipment? The two of you?
I gave her a ride to pick up, it's not just equipment, it's a computer which her daughters use and watch. So it's
A laptop computer.
Yes.
A Bose PA system, a Karma workstation keyboard. That's the big ticket item. You had previously said that was worth $2,000. Why did you say today it's worth $3,206?
Actually, Your Honor, I had to research the receipt. I called Sam Ash. They found the receipt. I paid $1,809 for it.
So then why are you suing for $3,206.24?
Because they don't make the core Karma anymore. It's a workstation, and the replacement keyboard is the Cronus. And they put
Yeah, but you don't get to upgrade in a lawsuit. A lawsuit is about making you whole.
Okay.
Assuming I were to decide this was your stuff and she had no right to take it, then what you would be entitled to is the depreciated value of the item that you actually lost. Do you have receipts for any of these things? You said you
Yes,
did?
I have them in there. And I also did that. I gave the replacement cost and I also gave the actual cost.
How long ago was that stuff purchased?
Bose PA system.
Actually, the keyboard was purchased about almost 10, 11 years ago.
How long were you together?
This is the
I
computer.
was with him for about, you could say 8 years, 7 to 8 years.
Sony PA.
And so he had that stuff before?
No, he only had the keyboard before. He brought
So
the
then
keyboard
where do
in.
you get off taking the keyboard if he owned it before you met him? I don't get what you're
Because
saying.
he gave it to me to use for my music.
Except for that he uses it too, right? And
He
it's
only
his, and he let you use it for for your music.
Yes.
But it's not like he said, "Here, take everything I have from now on, and if we ever separate, you get it all." I mean, that's not usually what people who are in either a marriage or a girlfriend-boyfriend situation are thinking. You're talking about an item that he owned before you walked in, and you took that and everything else. We'll talk about everything else. So I'm looking for more receipts from what you handed my bailiff.
I gave you QVC. That was for the laptop.
And the laptop was purchased when?
Don't have the date.
14.
Yeah.
Order date May 14. And it's in his name. And why did you take that?
His daughters use it.
Did you buy this computer for them to use?
That's
and
my-
you just don't want her to have it, but you do want the kids to have it?
That is my home work computer. Has all my stuff on it. I bought them tablets for the children to use, beautiful tablets that they can use to get anything they want on the internet. That is not true, Your Honor. That's my
Bose
computer.
PA system. Do you have a receipt for that?
Yes.
And that's from 2011. Samsung cell phone. Whose cell phone was it?
My cell phone, ma'am.
You meaning the only one that you have that you use all the time?
It was a phone that I got for my general contracting work.
Did you take his contracting work cell phone?
The phone doesn't even work. He couldn't even keep
Why
his
did
cell
you
phone
take
on.
that phone?
Because all of my contacts that I need are in there. And
Why
he
are
was
your
settling
contacts in there if it's his phone? It's not his phone? Who used that phone when it did work?
He used it, and sometimes he used my phones as well.
Okay,
We
but
used
you
each
never
other's phones
used that phone, so why did you take it?
because I needed it for a SIM card to keep my phone on.
Wow. Why don't you just go get a SIM card?
Because he stopped giving me money to take care of my kids, and he was taking care of me for all of them years. And we used each other's phones like that.
But how about the wireless speaker system that he's talking about?
I used that. He bought that for me. When we got together, he took me there. He says, I want to buy you this Bose system for you to rehearse for your music. And he invested in my music career, and he made it seem to me that that was a part of it. He was giving it to me.
Where's the receipt for the wireless speaker system?
I couldn't find the receipt, Your Honor.
Have you folks been to family court?
The first court we went to was family court when I got the restraining
No,
order,
I'm
Your
talking
Honor.
about with the kids in custody and all that.
They did everything at the court.
Oh, they did do it?
Yes. I
Okay.
have full custody, Your Honor.
All right. Does he have visitation?
Only with the third party, which I don't have yet. Because the judge said whenever I feel comfortable that if I get a third party, which is...
That's how the judge left it? Whenever you feel comfortable?
Yes, he says whenever I feel comfortable...
Vis-a-vis the safety of the children? Is that it? Is that what you mean?
Because of the fact that my mother would have to be the middleman, and me and her are not on the best of
See,
terms.
that's what I see the restraining order saying, that
Yes.
it's visitation, through a supervised party being your mother.
Right.
So you've changed your mind on who the supervised party is, and he can't provide another supervising party, and the judge isn't staying there and making you two find one, so he just hasn't seen his kid in how long?
Since March 20...
But why don't you put your big boy pants on and go to the court and demand to see your kid?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Okay, I'm going to play Sigmund Freud. Why is it that people who get dumped, often the emotion is to seek revenge? Why?
I think that their first inclination is revenge.
But why? Why revenge? Yeah.
Hurt people hurt people.
Why do hurt people hurt people? I don't understand it. Why do people who are hurt want to hurt back?
Because they feel wronged and they want to get back at the person that cheated on them. Or
Here's the deal. We are not going to figure this out right now. Okay, going inside the courtroom.
So what is this about, like, feeling comfortable? That's what I'm not understanding.
They don't want to see him. They're terrified to see him. They
Did he
told me
ever
they
touch
never wanna
them?
go-
Did he ever
yes,
hit them?
Yes, he has. Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have a prospective court date? Like, is there a hearing date set?
No, Your Honor.
Well, there's not going to be until you get off your hiney and go
and
find one.
none of that is true.
It doesn't. I don't care. You guys don't understand. I don't really care about either one of you. I care about the child who is 6 and is only hearing one side of things, and then will grow up one day wondering where her dad was and why her dad didn't bother to fight for her. So if all that's not true and you're the father of the year, then I expect to see you ask for a hearing date so that you can force the issue of visitation.
I did
Because
that,
if you
Your Honor.
don't, then that's why you're not seeing your kid.
I've been to the court. I'm already in process.
Okay, that's what I want to know. I want to know that you're doing something
Yes.
on behalf of your child.
Absolutely.
Because that's who I'm talking about right now. Now let's talk about all this equipment. Did you bring any of the items to court today?
No, Your Honor.
Not even the Samsung with the contacts?
The phone is at the house. He can have it.
Do you have your own laptop? Would you use your own laptop computer?
I have to use a laptop for school, but my school provides the desktop computer at the office. My daughters
Are
use
you
that
still in
computer.
school now?
Yes, ma'am.
You're at UPenn?
Yes, ma'am.
What are you studying?
I'm studying pharmacology and music business.
I am going to rule in your favor on certain items and rule, first of all, on the Karma workstation. You can get one of those for $549. That was entirely your product before you guys even met. I am awarding you $549 on that. I have also obtained the fair market values of the Bose PA system, and the fair market value is about $400. That's an item that you bought together as man and wife, and I am awarding you half of that one. The Dell computer, it sounds pretty clear that that was your computer, and I'm going to award you the full fair market value of it now, which is $320. The Samsung cell phone, I'm going to order you to return, and we'll make arrangements with Officer McIntosh, because really the value of that are the contacts that are inside, so I imagine that's what you prefer. As for the wireless system that you have no receipt for and that she says was a gift, nothing. So I do find in your favor in the following amount: $1,069, plus you will return the Samsung phone.
Yes, Your
That is my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So the plaintiff prevails. He doesn't get nearly what he was seeking. You know, your collar's been turned up the whole case.
Thank you.
That's a little bit better. What's your reaction to the outcome of this? This is some hell of a dispute you've got going on.
It's a good outcome.
Okay, very good. You know, I did want to ask you one thing. You're studying pharmacology and music. That's kind of an interesting combination. You're going to be a pharmacist if the music doesn't work out?
Yes, I'll have something to fall back on.
All right. All right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Case is over. You must sign some documents out there. You know, you were seeking almost $7,000. You didn't get anywhere near that. How do you feel about it?
Well, I don't feel good about the amount of the judgment. I mean, the workstation, you can't get it anymore. The replacement cost is way higher.
You know, the real thing here is the relationship in this family and the kids and everything else. You know, the judge wants you to do what you can to fight for your kids.
Yes.
Are you doing that?
I am.
Going to do it?
I am. I'm in court now. I'm waiting for the court to give me a court date, and we'll take care of that
Just a mess,
at that
isn't
time.
it?
It's life.
It's life.
It's life, yes.
I guess that's a good way to put it.
Yes.
I'm sorry about it, but thank you very much.
Thank you,
okay?
sir. Mm-hmm.
That's the judge's verdict. You're going to have to live with it. Harvey, tragic case.
Well, look, Doug, I mean, these people clearly don't get along, but they have kids, and they have to figure out how to put those bad emotions aside for the benefit of the kids, because if they don't, the kids are going to resent them when they grow up.